Okay, welcome in. I haven't done a video on the NFL in quite a few days. I figured I'd get caught up on some more signings that have happened during the 2025 offseason. So I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my last video because my last video I was talking about the signings of Jamar Chase and T. Higgins for the Cincinnati Bengals, but I'll just do a refresh, I guess. So the Houston Texans have come to an agreement with cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. on a 3-year, $90 million contract, making him the highest defensive back in the NFL. So Texans are bringing him back, and they're going to be a very dangerous team. And I've said this in a lot of videos in the past. They are going to be a playoff-bound team. No, there's no question about it. Just keeping their defense. All right, now take a look and see what's next. Okay, next up we have right tackle Lane Johnson has agreed on a 1-year extension through the 2027 NFL season. So he's already signed through the 2026 season, which means that's next year and the year after, if I'm not mistaken. So he's coming back for at least 3 more seasons. And that Eagles O-line has always been great. And now Eric Johnson's now a 2-time Super Bowl champion with the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's a big piece into helping Jalen Hurts staying put and staying on foot. Some more news on the Eagles. This one is unfortunately sad news as defensive end Brandon Graham has announced his retirement after 15 NFL seasons. He was quite a dominant player for the Eagles, and then he got hurt this past season, so he wasn't able to contribute as much as he would have liked, but he still got 2 rings with the city of from brotherly the city of brotherly love. There we go, or brotherly shove, as the offense is known. I'm just going to scroll up. I'm pretty sure there are a couple of little clips that I would like to play and not get a copyright for. So there are some pictures. I'll see if I can click on those. So Brandon Graham celebrating with his teammates after they won the Super Bowl this past year. That's when he was dressed up for the Super Bowl, just prior to the game. And then we have him there once again holding the trophy. And that's him with Jalen Hurts. Those guys are obviously very close. And this was the first time that they won the Super Bowl. This was back in the 2017-2018 season with his daughter. It's a beautiful picture. And a Super Bowl in his hand. And I do apologize for the blurriness of the video, but I'm just trying to get through these pictures as quickly as I possibly can. And then that's what, but way back when he was drafted. So he looks so young there compared to when he retired, but obviously that comes with everything, and then that's them winning the NFC Championship with him, Jalen Hurts, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Graham, Lane Johnson. That was back in the 2017-18 season. Or no, that was back in the 2022-23 season. Yeah, that's when that was. And then she don't want no puppy. She want a big dog. Let's go. He was quite the character, to say the least. Okay, so I think there's another video I was going to play. Oh, that's the overtime game between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. And he said, Buffalo says, we want the ball. Philly's like, sorry, Brandon Graham said, it don't matter. That was too funny. But yes, this is him announcing his retirement.
But y'all know I give everything I had in this, and I don't have no regrets. That's one thing I tell the young boys: don't have no regrets. And so, first, I just want to say, 15 years ago, I walked into this city as a young man with dreams, big dreams, a little bit of nervousness, and a whole lot of fire in my heart. I had no idea back then what this journey would bring. I didn't know how many times I would be tested. I didn't know how much I would grow. And I surely didn't know how deeply I would fall in love with these fans and the team in this city.
So that was him announcing his retirement.
Philadelphia and everybody from the bottom of my heart. I just want to thank y'all. EAGLES, Eagles. Fly, Eagles. Last one. PG out, baby.
So that was pretty neat. I just wanted to show that clip there.
My first tattoo ever.
I'm just going to keep scrolling. So there are some more pictures that, let's see if I can find. And Lane Johnson said, "Don't worry, I got y'all," in a tweet after, what was that? Does it even show? It must have been after they won the Pro Bowl. And then that's him with his 2 Super Bowls with Lane Johnson and Fletcher Cox. And then Jason Kelce celebrating on the sideline. That guy was an unbelievable center for the Eagles before his retirement. Lane Johnson putting up the 2 sign. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings now. This Fletcher Cox celebrating their Super Bowl back in 2017-18. Here's Brandon Graham celebrating the Super Bowl just this past season. And then the captains, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, and Jason Kelce. They had some big boys on that Eagles team. So I got to draft those. I will do more onto the draft once it actually gets here because players can switch from first to second, third to fourth, fifth, seventh, you know what I mean? So once the NFL draft does get underway, I will be posting more videos like that. But anyways, besides the point, so the Packers have signed wide receiver Mecole Hardman to a 1-year deal. So he was a member of the Chiefs, and now he is heading over to Lambeau, which I'm sure he's already used to the cold because Kansas City's cold, so it's not like the environment's going to change that much, just the fans. And I think after that, it's literally just commercials. I'm not trying to advertise Netflix, and I better not get a copyright for this, but they do have a thing that says coming into Netflix this July. Mascot. Well, that'll be fun. You get to see people behind the scenes, what they really do. That'll be intriguing. Oh, I don't even have it on the screen. Not bad. Yeah, so apparently they got a thing coming in July for mascots. And I mean, they play a big factor in the games. And now they got Joe Burrow asking, they got the people interviewing the quarterbacks talking about mascots. That's too funny. Oh my God, I want to watch that now. Anyways, before I get carried away with that, just want to see just more stuff. Let's see.
I'm not used to the food yet. So, I mean, at the end of the day, the food's not the best. We can work on that, but.
So, Ja'Marr Chase is from New Orleans, and he's still adjusting to changing his palate in Cincinnati. That's pretty fitting.
I was in high school. I have not max squatted. I will put that out there. I've max squatted probably since sophomore year of college. There's a lot of quads over here. I've been seeing my friends have been sending me the tweets and everything like that. It's funny, but I'm excited to get in there and lift some weight.
A.J. Dillon has joined the Philadelphia Eagles. He was formerly a member of the Green Bay Packers. And then Pablo Flip. So the Houston Texans, I started the video off with the signing, and then they have yet another one to report. So the defensive end, Daniel Hunter, they have agreed on a 1-year, $35.6 million contract extension, making him the NFL's second highest paid defensive end. So they've already signed their cornerback, and he's the highest paid cornerback. Now they've re-signed Daniel Hunter, and he's now the second highest paid defender on Houston. So clearly the Texans have some money to spend. More plays, more commercials. Anyways, I think this is pretty much it for all the catching up for signings. I'll just keep scrolling. I'm just going to turn that down because I don't need to have background noise just yet. Oh, here we go. The Saints have signed wide receiver Brandon Cooks, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys. So whoever the quarterback happens to be, whether it's Carr or Mahomes 2.0, we'll see who is under center for the Saints once training camp starts. Oh, here we go. This is the big news right here. This is probably going to be my thumbnail right here. The Giants have signed quarterback Jameis Winston to a 2-year, $8 million contract. So Winston's got a home for 2 more seasons. And I think it was at the award show. He was interviewing somebody, and he's like, "Are you guys looking for a quarterback? I'm unemployed," because he knew his time in Cleveland that he wasn't going to come back. So I thought that was pretty funny. And yes, he has found a home in the New York Giants office. And this is like a sketch of Jameis Winston in his new dark blue uniform. Uh, with Winston, I've always had mixed feelings about him because I've always felt that he's wishy washy. He can be good, he can be bad. I'll still never forget his last year in Tampa, where he led the league in touchdowns, but also led the league in interceptions. Like, how are you in the top spot for both of those? Normally, if you have the most touchdowns, you probably have the least amount of interceptions because you're making better throws than not. But either way, I thought that was kind of an odd stat. And I mean, he's had a bit of a success wherever he's gone, but he's never really tasted the postseason as far as I can recall, because I don't think he made it with Tampa. And then he played for the Saints, but that was after Drew Brees retired, and the Saints never made it in the 2 years that he was there, or the year that he was there, starter. And then where else was he after that? Like, I don't think he's ever really tasted the postseason. He may have been part of a team, but I don't recall him making it into the playoffs. So, if I was signing somebody and I wanted to be competitive, I'd want to have somebody that had experience and had more, preferably no more winning than losing. But again, Winston, it might be a good fit. It could be a match made in heaven, but again, wishy washy. Isn't he an improvement over Daniel Jones? Oh, hell yeah. I'm not even going to debate that. But can he get the Giants over the hump and get them into a playoff spot? I think it's going to be tough. That NFC East is going to be competitive. Like the Eagles and the Commanders, to me, those two are a lock to make the playoffs next season. The Cowboys, if they stay healthy and Prescott can play a full year, they could possibly sneak in as a wild card. But there's no way all four teams from the NFC East are making the playoffs next year. I'm sorry, but I'm looking around that conference, the NFC North. You got the Packers, you got the Lions, possibly the Vikings. So maybe two of those three teams could make the playoffs, and then an NFC West, you got the Seahawks and Lions. Possibly one of those two teams could make the playoffs. The Cardinals, I don't think they're quite there. The 49ers are clearly going through a rebuild, so I don't think they're making the postseason. And then the NFC South, I mean, you got the Buccaneers, they're probably going to make the playoffs. The Falcons, with their new quarterback at the helm, Herbix, if I'm not mistaken, he could possibly lead them to a playoff spot too. So there's just too many good teams in the NFC South. And then maybe the Saints could be better as well. Like, you never know. So I just think for the Giants, I'm sorry if you're a Giants fan, but I just don't see a scenario where you guys get into the playoffs next year unless there's a lot of injuries in the NFC East and a lot of injuries around the entire NFC conference. I just think it's going to be too big of a hill to climb, in my opinion. But hey, at least Jameis Winston's not unemployed. I still thought that was the funniest thing when I heard that. That really made me crack up. Anyways, now that I'm caught up on here, like I said, I do want to have more focus once the NFL draft does come. Hopefully I can find a video of everybody getting drafted. That would be fantastic, because if I can show videos on here rather than talking all the time, I would give me a bit of a break. I'm not gonna lie, and it would help out hopefully the channel, because I would much prefer to play a video than just show something that I've screenshotted onto my TV. Anyways, as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, and as always, take care.